After a sweep on night one that featured a 13-man rotation, Long Beach State will look to close out non-conference play with a bang against Jessup of the MPSF. It's the Beach hosting the Warriors live from Long Beach, and all the action starts right now. You are listening to national champion Long Beach State men's volleyball on 22 West Radio, streaming live on YouTube and online at 88.1 HD3 KKJZ Long Beach. Good evening and welcome inside the LBS Financial Credit Union Pyramid. It's a pleasure to have you with us on a Friday night. I'm JayDe Beaudry coming to you courtside for an NCAA men's volleyball non-conference face-off between number 2 Long Beach State and Jessup. The Beach improved to 13-2 last night and were lights out in all phases in their first ever meeting with the Warriors, hitting 536 and dominating all 3 sets. The defending national champions finished the night without a starter on the floor as first-year head coach Nick McRae flexed his depth and turned to the men on the bench early and often. With Big West Conference opener against Hawaii looming large next week, the focus for the Beach tonight is raising the standards set last night and responding to whatever adjustments the Warriors may throw their way. And that task might be easier said than done, as Jessup were far from their giant slaying best on night one. The Warriors left Rockland early Thursday morning and traveled over 450 miles to arrive in time for first serve, but the road trip woes were evident. For a team that has taken a collection of sets off top 10 opponents this season, tonight is an opportunity for the Warriors, now well rested, to show what they're made of and send a message to their foes in the MPSF. We are moments away from first serve, so let's run you through the starters. First for Jessup, the same starting 6 as it was last night. At center, Colin Marks, the middle blocker pairing, Clement Osahan Jr. alongside Owen Henning. 3 outside hitters dress for Jessup in Jonas Mueller, Jacob Knudsen, and Jan Wopush, and the lone Ribeiro, Logan Marks. Both Marks brothers on the floor, and their eldest brother is on the sidelines. Assisting at second-year head coach Kyle Steele is last year's setter Taylor Marks. And for the Beach, the 6 on the floor look a lot different than they have so far this season. At setter, it's Island Doty making the start in the stead of Jake Pizzanti. We were promised changes after last night's big win. Doty, the big name on the floor tonight. Alongside him, it's Alex Condiv and Skylar Varga dressing at outside hitter. Jackson Christ and Braden Marcourt are the middle blocker pairing, and for the first time since February 6th against UCLA in this building, Daniil Hrstanovic returns to the starting lineup, replacing Wojciech Gaik, who has started the last 6 straight games. A rotated lineup for the Beach, but no shortage of talent on the floor as the defending national champions, the number 2 team in the country, look to handle business against the Warriors. Last night it only took 3 sets, and Nick McRae will be hoping that this 6 can get the job done. Serving first is Owen Henning, and we are underway. Larson pass, D-set from Doty right to Skylar Varga, and it's kept alive somehow by the Warriors. Varga, pass up to Doty again. Hrstanovic swings softly, and it's kept alive. Set this time from Jessup. Over to Knudsen, left side, and he tools the double block out of bounds. Excellent defense on the first point for Jessup, and it's the Warriors who crack open the scoreboard first. And that is something we did not see a lot of last night from Jessup. The ability to extend rallies, only 11 digs through 3 sets for the Warriors. They only scored 22 points. 1 serving nothing. Henning to the back row, diving past Condiv. Doty from his knees to Hrstanovic, who springs cross court and out of bounds. Tried to paint the corner, and Hrstanovic swung long. Jessup take the first 2 points here in set 1. Jessup sitting at 6-8 on the season, 0-4 in MPSF play. Owen Henning, the sophomore middle blocker, to serve for the 3rd straight time to the back row. Larson to Doty. Over to Varga on a back set. He rolls it over the double block and into the campfire for his first kill. Skylar Varga, the ever-present man in the lineup this season for Long Beach State. He has been nothing short of outstanding on the offensive end and behind the service line. Last night, 9 kills on 13 swings. However, no aces for the 2nd straight game for Skylar Varga. The first time that's happened all season for the 2nd-best server in the nation. His first serve tonight, hard to the back row and passed out well. Out of system set. Goes over to Knudsen, left side, off the triple block and recycled. Marks is able to get to Knudsen again, and the whistle blows, and it's a violation underneath the net. Looks like a blocking violation against Island Doty, and Jessup are up 3-1 in set 1. 2 Marks brothers on the floor, as mentioned in the starting lineup. Colin Marks, the setter, and Logan Marks, the graduate libero. Back to serve now is the German, Jonas Mueller, freshman outside, serves it across. Larson pass up to Doty. Sets the pick for Skylar Varga, and briefly Jessup were able to keep it alive, but it dribbles down right inside the 10-foot line. Skylar Varga able to pick up his 2nd kill. There'll be 2 serving 3, and Braden Marcourt will make his first trip behind the service line. Marcourt, the Grand Canyon transfer, has worked his way into the lineup, having played 6 games now this season. 7 kills on 8 attempts last night. He serves hard to the back row, and it's passed out well by Marks. Up to Marks again. Knudsen off his fingertips. It's over the double block, and the Beach keep it alive. Doughty from the back row. Stojanovic to the right side, and he goes off the double block and out of bounds. Up there already causing pressure, though, is Clement Osahan Jr., the middle blocker for Jessup, who we will mention quite often tonight. Second leading man on the Warriors in kills and points, looking to be disruptive. The Beach have drawn it back level here early, though. It is 3-3 now, as Marquardt takes a deep breath and serves across for the Beach, and out of bounds. 63 off the arm of Braden Marquardt, and it's long. Jessup retake the lead at 4-3. Long Beach bench taking a look at the replay, deciding not to challenge. Marquardt heads to the bench. On comes Kellen Larson for serve receive. Jacob Knudsen serves across. Larson pass up to Doughty inside the 10-foot line. Feeds Jackson Christ in the middle. And it's a paintbrush swing off the block and out of bounds. Jackson Christ getting involved after he was another solid performer last night. 6 kills on 7 swings, his highest hitting percentage of the season so far. He hit .857, also had an ace on his line. 4-all in set 1. Hrstanovic rolls this serve into the net. Daniil Hrstanovic and Wojciech Gajek, the opposite pairing that Nick McRae has called the world's best two-headed dragon, a chance for perhaps both of them to rear their heads tonight against Jessup. It's the Warriors who lead, though, 5-4 in set 1. Back to serve is the middle blocker, Osahan Jr. Osahan serves hard across and out of bounds. Osahan, a very interesting service delivery, whips his arm around the ball rather than contacting it from 12 to 6 o'clock. Makes it very difficult to read in the back row. It's 5-all now in set 1. Alex Kondev, the nation's best server in aces per set, rolls this one across. It dribbles across the tape and falls on the 10-foot line. It's an ace for Alex Kondev. Kondev, by pure numbers, the best server in the nation now. Fresh off his first ace of the night, 6 serving 5. He booms it across, and this one's long, 71 miles an hour off the serve from Alex Kondev. Service errors were something that Long Beach State were not troubled by too much last night, but they know they cannot afford to have them stack up tonight. 20 service errors on night 1. 2 already here. Make that 3 from Kondev here in set 1. 6-all. Serve from Marks across, passed out of the back row. Doughty, left side set to Varga. Kept alive in the back row. Out of system, it's Wopush swinging, and it's hand passed by Kondev in the back row. D-set from Doughty over to Hrstanovic, and he missed the line. Some of that rust showing here in set 1 for Daniil Hrstanovic already. Just 1 kill now on 5 swings. And it'll be up to Colin Marks to try and extend the Jessup advantage. 7 serving 6. Marks serves into the net. Colin Marks this season, 15 aces, leads this Jessup team. But his service error ties us at 7-all in set 1. Jackson Christ, who ripped off an ace last night, now ready to serve for the Beach. 7-all. Tongue dangling, he swings across, and it's passed up by Wopush, and then it's a miscommunication at the net. It was overpassed and dangling right above the tape, and both Braden Marquardt and Island Doughty went to swing at it. It landed between the two of them, and that'll end up as an unlikely kill for the Pole, Jan Wopush. 2 eager Beavers there at the net for the Beach. Neither one able to come away with the kill, and now it's 8 serving 7. Wopush tosses, booms across. Kondev passes it right above his own head. Doughty from the back row pushes to Varga, has to roll it over a triple block. Marks gets the first touch. Wopush bumps from the front row. Over to Mueller, who's blocked and roofed. Skylar Varga and Braden Marquardt apply the first block of the night for the Beach. The Beach tonight definitely the bigger team on the Terraflex, and they'll be looking to flex their muscles. It was the 6'5" freshman outside hitter Jonas Mueller who could do nothing in the face of forehands above the wire. 8-all. Island Doughty tosses high, booms across, passed by Knudsen up to Marks, back set to Mueller, cross-court swing, touched once by Kondev, and it bounces into the front row of the courtside seats. Diving to get a second touch was Hrstanovic, and he could not get there. Jessup already a much better start to this first set. Long Beach hit 750 in set 1 last night. Jessup hit just 176. And right now it's the Warriors out hitting the Beach. 9 serving 8. Larson pass from the back row. Doughty to Marquardt. And court is in session. as Braden Marcourt swims above the net and lays down the kill. So much power from the undersized middle. Braden Marcourt stands just 6'5", but gets so much velocity behind the ball. 9-all. Skylar Varga serves, rolls it to the back row, and Marks can't deal. It's an ace for Skylar Varga. And the Canadian points to the point of the pyramid, able to roll off Long Beach State's second ace so far here in set one. Long Beach rolled off 7 aces last night. They've retaken the lead here, 10 serving 9. Varga again to the back row, and it's a back-to-back ace. Skylar Varga lets out a quiet scream. Kellen Larson pumps his fist in the back row, and the Beach are now up to a 2-point lead in set one. Service pressure has been a hallmark of this Beach team, the best serving team in the nation. Skylar Varga serves again, rolls this one across, and it's 3 of a kind. It was so nice he had to do it twice and then do it again. Skylar Varga sends Jessup into a timeout. It's a 4-0 run for the Beach and 3 straight aces from Skylar Varga, who against Penn State and against Jessup last night failed to register an ace. The only time this season he has not gotten one to fall his way from behind the service line for the first time this season. And just like that, Skylar Varga reminds the nation why he's one of the very best in service. Into the first timeout here in set one. It's Long Beach 12, Jessup 9 on 22 West Radio. Out of the timeout, Long Beach will serve Jessup. It's 12 serving 9, and the first change coming tonight for Nick McRae. Off goes Daniil Hrstonovich, who has struggled so far in this one and is still working his way back into the lineup from an offseason injury. Heads to the bench. On comes the Pole, Wojciech Gajek. So change at the opposite position. Skylar Varga, 3 straight aces, booms to the back row. This one's passed out awkwardly. Knudsen has to bump it from the front row of the seats, and it's free balled across. Varga first touch to Doty. One hand set. Marcourt disrupted by the double block. Mark's first touch. Wopush pushes further onto the left side for Knudsen off the double block, and he caught the antenna trying to catch the line. And the attacking error will give Long Beach State their 5th straight point. Skylar Varga, native of Munster, Saskatchewan, Canada, comes from a town with a population of just over 500. He's made the Beach his home now for 4 years. He rolls this one across, and it's into area 2, just kept alive by Mueller, and has to be free-balled across from the back row by Knudsen. Larson first touch. Doty, D-set, Gajek, and there goes the rubber band man. Straight down for Wojciech Gajek with a swing that is oh so pretty. Looking like elastic above the net, the way he whips around the ball. And he's picking up right where he left off last night, making the start and leading Long Beach in kills with 10. 14 serving 9, 5 straight points for the Beach. Varga rolls it one across. Marks from out of bounds has to push it back in bounds. Mueller touches it across around a double block. Varga, Doty, there's Marcourt in the middle. Long Beach are firing on all cylinders now. The service pressure continuing to pay dividends, and it's another timeout for Jessup. Braden Marcourt, a swing that didn't require all of his power and still found the Terraflex. Long Beach on a 7-0 run against Jessup, who are only in their 2nd season as a men's volleyball program. Last year they went 15-9, playing in the NCCAA, the National Christian Collegiate Athletic Association. They did play 3 matches against ranked opponents and made noise in all 3. They took a set off of number 15 CSUN. They took a set across 2 games against number 8 ranked Pepperdine, and they had some big players step up for them in big ways. Jan Wopush was the NCCA National Player of the Year, led the team in kills and points. Owen Henning, who was also on the floor tonight at middle blocker, was first-team All-American in the NCCAA, and Taylor Marks, who's now an assistant coach, was a second-team All-American and was the man at the helm of the offense. After that strong showing in the regular season, Jessup went over and played in the NCCAA championships at the Linder Center in Elgin, Illinois. They dropped their first set against Roberts Wesleyan University in round-robin play. They didn't drop a set for the rest of the national championships, winning 12 straight sets, defeating Roberts Wesleyan in the national championship match. And for head coach Kyle Steele, the crowning achievement of his first year at the helm of Jessup men's volleyball. They made the move to the MPSF this year, and they've already made some noise as well, taking a few sets off of ranked opponents in UC San Diego, Pepperdine, and BYU. Struggling with the Skylar Vargas serve now, though. 15-serving-9. Jessup do get it across. Knudsen swings into a triple block, and it's kept alive. Marks now. D-set to Mueller. Blocked, and it's down. Logan Marks flew in to get a second touch and poked it underneath the net back to the Long Beach side. And for a Jessup team that has faced some high-powered serving teams already this season, Skylar Varga is on an absolute tear, piecing up the Jessup back row. 16-serving-9, 8 straight points for the Beach. 7 of them off of Skylar Varga's serves. The Canadian rolls this one across. Knudsen has to dive to keep it alive. Marks to Mueller down the line, and he got a touch off the block. Braden Marquardt wheeling away in celebration as Mueller missed the line. Not asking for a challenge, though, as the Beach have built out a comfortable lead in set 1. And Jonas Mueller, who just broke that 8-0 scoring run, will now take up responsibilities in service. The freshman has been an offensive juggernaut for Jessup this year. He serves hard and across. Varga pass up to Doty. One-hand set. Braden Marquardt swings and misses. Trying to swing across his body. That would have been a highlight and a half for Island Doty. Rising above the net with all 6'5" of his frame, pushing it to Marquardt, who just missed the line. And now it's 11-serving-16. Jessup trying to fight their way back here into set 1. Roll serve across from Mueller. Larson dives in at the 10-foot line. Doty sets to Kondev left side. And the Bulgarian blows right by the double block on a cross-court swing. First kill of the night for Alex Kondev. And the Beach will make a change in service. Off goes Braden Marquardt. On comes Ryan Peluso. Native of Orlando, Florida. The junior, left-handed server, swings hard and across. Knudsen passes up to Marks to Osahan Jr. in the middle. And Osahan Jr. celebrates tentatively. Called for a few violations last night, breaking the partition underneath the net. Had to look over to the chair judge to make sure he was all in the clear. And it's a big kill for Osahan Jr. Knudsen can serve. 12-serving-17, pass up to Doty, to Kondev, blocked, and it's down in the back row. The setter, Colin Marks, rises highest to reject the ball beyond all 6 heads of the Beach back line. And Jessup starting to stack points for themselves now in set 1. 13-serving-17, Knudsen tips the tape as it rolls across. Varga, Doty to Kondev, has to touch it across. Marks now pushes over to Wopush. He tries to tool the double block, and he got a touch off of his fellow pole, Wojciech Gajek and Jackson Christ over there trying to deny Jan Wopush, who had an incredibly quiet night by his own standards last night. No kills for Wopush. That's his first of the night. Another serve across, Varga overpass, and Osahan Jr. goes over with 2 hands and pushes it out of bounds. The middle blocker is going to want that one back. Hands on his face as he wheels away. That was an easy point for the Jessup middle blocker. And now the Beach can look to apply more pressure with Wojciech Gajek behind the line. 18-serving-14. Gajek rolls it across into some trouble. Jessup just do keep it alive in the back row. Bumped over to Wopush. He swings for the line and missed. Did not get a touch. And Long Beach inching closer to the red zone now. This first set has absolutely flown by Long Beach to this point. Hitting just 158 though. And now Nick McRae is arguing a call in the back row. Jessup wanted to potentially challenge the in-out call, and McRae came over to say that no matter what, off the serve, there was more than likely 4 touches as it pinballed along the back row before finding its way to Wopush on the left pin. Looks like neither team will have too many more protests about that point, though, as it's now 19 serving 14. Wojciech Gajek, 17 aces this season. Booms it across right to the chest of Logan Marks, and it's out of bounds. Make it 18 for Wojciech Gajek. And after entering in halfway through set number 1, replacing the starting man, Daniil Hrstanovic, Wojciech Gajek now a kill and an ace. The Beach 5 points away from taking set number 1. Gajek serves hard and across. This one tips the tape. Marks passes it to his brother Colin. 10-foot line set over to Mueller. Punches it through the double block. Kept alive by Christ. And then set from Beaudry to Kondev, who caught the tape as he came down. So a net violation robs the Bulgarian of a kill. And both teams will make a few changes now. Coming off is Clement Osahan Jr. Making way for Raf Freeze. Freeze, the native of Edmond, Oklahoma, graduate of Edmond North High School. Appeared last night as well as a serving sub. His first serve tonight, down the line, passed up by Kondev. Beaudry over on 2, and he got a touch as Freeze was diving out of bounds. It was an errant pass from Alex Kondev. Beaudry had to rise highest, and Raf Freeze saves the Beach, diving out of bounds to get the first touch. Jessup will want to wipe off that spot of moisture from Freze's dive. And now Alex Kondev will step behind the service line and look to serve Long Beach out of set 1 here. Kondev tosses, swings, and it's boomed across and passed right back over the net. Varga first touch. Beaudry back to Varga through the double block. Marks in the back row keeps it alive. Touched once again by Jessup, and it's out of bounds. Jonas Mueller ranged over into his own bench, but his touch goes into the stands. And the Beach able to continue to apply service pressure here. Alex Kondev to serve again. 22 serving 15 in set 1 into the net. He missed it low. Only the 4th service error, though, of set number 1. That long 7-serve run from Skylar Varga right now proving to be the difference between these two teams. 16 serving 22. The youngest Marks brother, Colin, behind the line. Junior setter. Booms it across. Larson, it's overpassed and detonated by Mueller. Larson's there to dig it out. Gajek, Kondev, hand pass back across the net. Out of system now, Jessup, push it to Wopush. It's disrupted by the block. Larson's there again to push it to Beaudry. He sets Christ in the middle, and Jackson Christ can't get it back to the Jessup side. Lost his balance going up to swing, and it ends up back on the Long Beach side of the net. What a rally, though, from Kellen Larson. All over the place, but it's not enough. Jessup walk away with the point, 17 serving 22. Boomed across by Marks to the back row, and it's out of bounds. He missed it long. And Jackson Christ can now serve for the Beach. The Long Beach native, Milliken and Sage Hill High School alumni. Tosses high, rolls this one into the middle of the net, and he comes back to the huddle, tapping his chest, saying, "That one's on me." Christ to the bench. Back on comes Kellen Larson, the libero. (18 serving 23). Jan Wopush rolls it across, passed out by Varga. Beaudry has to fall to the ground to get it back to Varga, who rolls it around a double block, and it's kept alive in the back row by Marks. Bumped now to the middle of the floor. Wopush swinging, dug out by Gajek. Beaudry back to Gajek on a D set, and it's blocked by Knudsen. Back to Wojciech Gajek, and it rolls off his leg and out of bounds. That is about as big of a mismatch as you're going to find tonight. The 6'2" Jacob Knudsen blocking Wojciech Gajek, who stands 6'6". Some hurt over height there as Knudsen gets a few high fives from his teammates. 19 serving 23. Jessup trying to make this first set interesting at the very end. Wopush serves down the line. Skylar Varga can't handle the ball. And it's an ace for Jan Wopush. His 13th of the season. And after a very quiet night last night, Jessup are now making all kinds of noise. It's only a 3-point set now for Jan Wopush, who says he plays best when he's smiling, when he's feeling good. And he's certainly feeling the fire here in set 1. Wopush tosses, serves it into the net, and that will set up set point number 1 for Long Beach State. A 3-0 scoring run for Jessup, cut out by a service error. Neither team hitting above 100 to this point in set 1, but none of that will matter if Island Doty can put this serve down for the Beach. 24 serving 20 in set 1. Doty tosses high, booms it across, Knudsen pass up to Marks at the 10-foot line, has to set inside a phone booth to Mueller, and it's touched once, and it's off the block, bumped back out of bounds by Mueller, and the Beach takes set 1, 25-20. Not as convincing as night 1 for the defending national champions when they hit 750 against Jessup, but a full night of sleep for the Warriors has them playing much better volleyball. And the Beach will be looking over their shoulders in set 2. Long Beach able to tally 5 aces in set number 1. Lion's share of those aces coming from Skylar Varga. 3 straight to break the set open, and then consistent offense from Long Beach State to close it out. They finished set 1 hitting just 0-80 in set 1. Jessup hits dead even. We'll be back on the other side of the break for more Long Beach State men's volleyball here on 22 West Radio. Both teams ready to return to the floor as Long Beach State will roll out a rotated 6 here to start set number 2. Daniil Hrstanovic still on the bench for Long Beach State after starting in set 1. Wojciech Gajek alongside the other 5 starters for the Beach. Long Beach took set 1 25-20, but it was not without a little bit of back and forth. 7 ties, 3 lead changes over the first set for Long Beach State. A much more back and forth first set than Long Beach State has been used to, and especially after last night's commanding 3-set performance. Jessup, hail from Rockland, California, just around the Sacramento area, had to drive down to Long Beach yesterday morning in order to make it for serve and pass and first serve. It was clear that Jessup were lethargic and far from their best last night, and they are certainly looking like the Giant Slayers they have been so far this season. In the season opener, they were able to take set 4 off of, at the time, number 9 ranked UC San Diego. They were able to take set number 2 off of number 7 Pepperdine just a few weeks ago. And before this series against Long Beach State, they were able to take set number 1 off of BYU, the number 6 ranked team in the country, at Warrior Arena. Jessup have done it away from home And on their home floor, looking to cause another shock here in set 2 against the Beach. First serve is over, across, set to Osahan Jr. in the middle, and sent right back by Braden Marquardt and Wojciech Gajek. And that is the 4th block of the night for the Beach. And it allows Skylar Varga to get a service run going now to open up set 2. 3 straight aces in set number 1 for the Canadian to open up a big gap. He booms this one to the back row. Low push, errant pass. Marks has to set it from outside the end line. Knudsen off the triple block, gets it recycled. Now low push sets back to Knudsen from the back row. He tips it around the double block. Doty first touch. Varga pushes back to the left side. Gajek swings through a triple block and it's kept alive by Marks. Now Cullen Marks in the middle. Osahan Jr. rattles the cage. Marquardt keeps it alive though. Doty from the back row pushes to Kondev left side around the triple block and he gets it down. Diving in the back row was Cullen Marks and he misjudged the trajectory of the ball. Ends up doing a swan dive in the back row and missing his intended target. The kill goes to Alex Kondev off of another extended rally. Varga tosses high, 2 serving nothing in set 2. Awkward pass in the back row from low push. Out of system set from Marks in the back row. Mueller swung into the double block. It goes right back down, and then Mueller, in an attempt to get it back over the net, punches it below the tape and onto the Long Beach side. So it's 3 straight points now to open up set number 1. Jessup for the first time tonight now hitting in the negatives. Negative 0-4-0 for Jessup to open up set number 2. Varga to the back row, and it's long. Bounces once, then in to the VIP section beyond the end line. Skylar Varga serving 3 straight points, and the Beach have been at their best tonight with Skylar Varga behind the service line. An early cushion now for the number 2 team in the country. Jonas Mueller tosses high. 1 serving 3, booms it across, passed up by Larson. Doty from the 10-foot line, pushes to the left side. Kondev blocked, and it's out of bounds. Clement Osahan Jr. once again at the net, setting it just outside the right sideline. And it's 4 serving 1 now. In set number 2, Braden Marquardt will stay on the floor. Was rotated out with service substitutions in set 1. The middle blocker tosses high, rolls this one across, passed up by Marks. To Marks, over to Mueller. Off the tape, it dribbles and then falls on the Long Beach side. Jackson Christ and Alex Kondev didn't have the line shot sealed and then could not locate the ball as it dribbled back down to the Long Beach side of the net. It's now 2 serving 4. Jacob Knudsen to serve, rolls it across, passed up by Larson. Doty pushes to Kondev, left side, off the double blocking, kept alive. Marks from the 10-foot line to Knudsen from the back row. It's tipped down by Alex Kondev, and he'll get credit for the block. He was fallen down and still made the play. A teardrop block for Alex Kondev. And Wojciech Gajek can serve now for the Beach, 5 serving 2, an ace in set 1. For the freshman opposite, he booms this one hard to the back row, and it's about 5 feet long. And it'll set up Clement Osahan Jr. to serve. He only picked up a volleyball for the first time 4 years ago. Began playing in open gyms at the University of Houston. Was recruited to Concordia and has transferred to Jessup now for his senior season. An incredible story as he serves across, and it's recycled easily by the Beach. Doty feeds the middle, and Jackson Christ gets the kill. For Clement Osahan Jr., who now subs out, he's a native of Benin City, Nigeria. He made 2 goals for himself when he first picked up a volleyball. Make it to Division I, and then make it to the Olympics. 6 serving 3, Kondev rolls it across, passed up by Knudsen to Marks. He sets the middle, and it's Owen Henning coming from the back row. The Orangeville, California native in his 2nd season with Jessup. Last year, a first-team All-American. And the 6'2" middle blocker, not the tallest man on the floor, but he's looking to make an impact now in set number 2. 4 serving 6, Jessup still keeping it close in set 2. Marks serves to the back row, passed out on a dive by Kondev. Doty from the 10-foot line to Varga. He swings from out of bounds on the left side, gets a block touch, and it's out of bounds. Skylar Varga makes the hard plays look oh so easy. He's got 4 kills now on 8 swings. Jackson Christ tosses high, 7 serving 4. A corkscrew serve, and it's out of bounds. That's the trade-off for Jackson Christ. We've said it all season long. He can dial up a few aces He can also dial up a few errors. There's been more misses than hits tonight for Jackson Christ. No aces, and he's looked a little bit frustrated. He now subs out. In comes Kellen Larson for serve receive. Jan Wopush to serve. 5 serving 7, and it's into the tape. Jan Wopush, the offensive juggernaut of this Jessup team. He was taken out of the equation last night by the Long Beach State block and D, and he has begun to establish himself a bit more here on night 2. Still only 2 kills on 10 swings. He's hitting in the negatives. Doty serves, it's 8 serving 5, and Doty blasts it out of bounds. So both teams trading service errors here in set 2. Jessup still hitting in the negatives. Long Beach still not hitting above 200. Both defenses have been dialed in here, and it's a combination of the service errors and that block that has disrupted both offenses. Served across and passed back over by Kondev. Chance here for Jessup. Wopush back set to Mueller, has to free ball it across, and there's a back row violation from the beach, and it looks like somebody also might have caught the net. So double negative there, as putting the beach out of system was Owen Henning on the serve. He can now serve again, and it's 7 serving 8 in set 2. Henning tosses, serves across, passed by Larson up to Doty from the 10-foot line. It's a back set that goes over to Skylar Varga, who swims in midair, and he misses the line. Varga showed left, touched it over with his right, and Skylar Varga misses his trademark shot. Jessup, watching film this morning, must have seen that move a few times. The block was all over it, and it's 8-all in set 2. Henning serves to the back row. Kondev, overpass now. Jessup can come again. Marks to Osahan Jr., blasting to the back row. Kondev touch. Doty into the bench. Kondev has to free ball it across. Here comes Jessup. Marks back to Osahan. Blocked by Marquardt. Knudsen has to free ball it across. Larson first touch. Doty to Marquardt again. Oh my! All rise for Braden Marquardt. He goes head hunting in the back row. And Colin Marks catches a face full of ball from Braden Marquardt. What a rally. What a play. Long Beach take the lead at 9-8 in set 2. Varga, roll serve across, passed out by Logan Marks. Colin Marks in the middle to Osahan Jr., and he can't get it above the tape. Swings down, and it's too low. Clement Osahan Jr., just 1 kill now on 7 swings with 3 errors. He's hitting negative 286. Lowest of anybody on the Jessup side of the floor. 10 serving 8. Varga across, passed out. Marks from the 10-foot line over to Knudsen into the triple block, and it's kept alive. Swinging as it falls. Back on the Long Beach side is Alex Kondev, and he gets the kill. The physicality has increased for Long Beach here in set 2. The aggressiveness at the net dialed up to 11 as Long Beach leads by 3. 11 serving 8. Varga goes for power and catches the bottom of the wire. Service error allows Jessup to stay close and competitive. Jessup has not won a set against a ranked opponent this season when hitting below 300. Still hitting in the negatives. 20 points into set 2. 9 serving 11. Passed out of the back row by Kondev. Bumped back to Kondev. He swings from the 10-foot line, and it's out of bounds. Alex Kondev's strength comes when he's able to serve and when he's able to swing. The passing for Alex Kondev has been up and down this season. Targeting him on the last serve was Jonas Mueller. And Mueller can serve again for Jessup. 10 serving 11. Mueller, this time to Larson, to Doty, to Gajek, who swings cross court. And it's another knockout punch for the beach, right into the face of Jonas Mueller. And it's Wojciech Gajek showing up a little Polish razzle-dazzle against the German. 12 serving 10 now. Braden Marquardt readies himself. Marquardt tosses high and misses the back line by 10 feet. Last night, these two teams were able to play on the Terraflex. The Terraflex rolled out again tonight. Jessup on their home floor plays on hardwood. Different service for the Warriors to deal with. as Knudsen serves across. It touches the tape. 11 serving 12. Beaudry to Gayak. Pops it up off the double block, and Marks into the scores table. Keeps it alive to his brother Colin. Low push. Swinging left side off the triple block, and it's down. Beaudry dives in from the back row and can't get the touch. Somehow, Jessup were able to win the point. The Marks brothers combined for some beautiful volleyball, and we're tied up once again now in set 2. Knudsen to serve into the tape. Long Beach retake the lead at 13-12. The Marks brothers were some of the first people Kyle Steele recruited to this Jessup program. Taylor Marks, who's now the assistant coach, was the starting setter last year, and all 3 brothers were able to play together. Tonight, Logan and Colin have made some incredible plays. 13 serving 12. Gayak, it's passed out of the back row over to Marks. He tried to set up low push, and he got rejected by the double block. The set was a bit too low that time from Colin Marks, who has had to put in some serious cardio through 2 sets. 14 serving 12 now. Wojciech Gayak behind the service line. He tosses high, booms it across, and he paints the coffin corner. He gets some applause from his fellow Pole, who was stood like a statue in the back row. Jan Wopush could not move as Wojciech Gayak dials up his second ace and sends us into a timeout. And it's not exactly rare that we can see 2 international recruits from Poland on the floor at the same time in Division I men's volleyball. That's exactly what we're getting tonight, as it was last night between Long Beach State and Jessup, with Wojciech Gayak and Jan Wopush. Both grew up in the southern-eastern edge of Poland along the border of the Czech Republic, in 2 cities less than 100 miles apart. In Gajek's case, he grew up in Kautais, a city that has ebbed and flowed with modern industry and one of the most diverse cities in Poland. And for Wopush, he grew up in Krakow, the former capital of Poland, up until 1596. Everything in Poland ran through Krakow, and it's still one of the most beautiful cities in the country. Over 6,000 cultural sites, endless art around the city, and both of these men have decided to come and pine their professional aspirations here in the United States, where the traditional pathway for Polish internationals is to play in their home country. Gayak and Wopush have decided to come to the United States. They met for the first time last night, and they were exchanging some friendly banter underneath the net all night long. Some friendliness, maybe some koi shacks and some ojekus, but it was all smiles between the 2 Poles after the match last night as they both pursue their professional goals. And it was Gayak serving us into the break, targeting his countryman. 15 serving 12 now. Gayak tosses, goes right back at Wopush, and it's saved by Marks. Colin Marks tries to get it across the net, and it'll go down as another ace for Wojciech Gayak. The 2 men after last night's match were able to debrief and stretch together, share some conversation, and they're both smiling right now as Wojciech Gayak has served up back-to-back aces straight down the line at his fellow Pole. This serve tips the tape, passed out by Marks in the middle to Marks. He sets now, coming from the back row, it's Mueller, and he's got the kill. That'll take Wojciech Gayak off the service line. And Gayak, Wopush, one of only 8 players from Poland across Division I and Division II men's volleyball in the 2026 season. They'll have a lot more to talk about after this one. Another service sub, just as it was in set 1. Raf Frace comes on to serve for Jessup. Warriors trail 13-16. Serve hard and across, passed out by Varga. Beaudry, D-set, Gayak going cross court, and he missed the line. And the loudest man on the Jessup side of the floor is Jan Wopush. Gayak breaks from the huddle to give him a little bit of side eye, as Jessup are not going away here in set 2, and that could be dangerous for the Beach. Frace serves again, 14 serving 16, passed by Larson to Beaudry, pushes left side, Kondev, and there's nobody at the net to meet the Bulgarian. Kondev punches one down, and the Beach are back up by 3. Frace subs off, uncomes Clement Osahan Jr. And then he subs off for Logan Marks, the libero. Kondev rolls serve across, passed by Knudsen, up to Marks. He sets to Owen Henning, and that is a play that Long Beach would have seen on film all week long. Jessup live and breathe in the 3 gap. the space in between the middle and the outside. That is Owen Henning's real estate. And for the first time across 2 nights, he gets the set he has made a living off of. 15 serving 17 now. Hard serve into the net by Colin Marks. And the Beach will make another change here, this time in the middle. Off goes Braden Marcourt. On comes Isaiah Pruitt. We got to see a little bit of Pruitt last night, the sophomore middle blocker who famously started the national championship last season. Appearing now, it's only the 5th set he's played in 2026 after an off-season injury. Hard serve now from Jackson Christ, and it's passed into the stands. The Jessup back row couldn't handle it, and Jackson Christ picks up an ace. Jessup will take timeout. And the aces are starting to pile up for Long Beach State. 7 now through 2 sets for the best serving team in the country. They had 7 last night, and there's still at least 1 more set to play here in the pyramid. Into the timeout. It's Long Beach State 19, Jessup 15 on 22 West Radio. Timeout breaks and both teams return to the floor in set number 2. Jessup hitting just 0.59 to Long Beach State's 3.57. It has been an improved performance here in set number 2 for the defending national champions. And they are 6 points away from going up 2-0 on Jessup. Chris serves hard again. Wopush now gets hands to it. Marks pushing it from the back row. Over to Mueller, recycled off the block. Now Marks pushes to the middle. Here comes Henning, laying down the hammer. And Jackson Chris passes it into the stands. Owen Henning now with 3 kills on 3 swings. He has been perfect tonight for Jessup. And now is the pole and the St. Xavier transfer. Jan Wopush ready to serve. He tosses, booms it across, passed out by Kondev on a dive. Doty from the 10-foot line. Varga hangs and rolls it around a double block. Jessup recycle, pushing it out to Knudsen. And Knudsen tried to get it off high hands, instead sent it into the stands, into the second row of the sand pit for a crowd that is a bit more filled out than it was last night. The Beach first to the red zone here in set number 2. 20 serving 16. Island Doty tosses high, serves it across, and it's into the tape instead. Doty, who has been the backup setter for 3 years at Long Beach State, making the start tonight in the place of Jake Pizzanti. He has backed up some great setters over his time. Aiden Knipe and Moni Nikolov only appeared in 11 sets last season, and he's now in set 2, appeared in 12 in 2026. Served across, Kondev to Doty to Skylar Varga. And there's a Skylar Varga slam as he goes right into the middle back of the Jessup back row with all kinds of firepower. Varga can serve now. 21 serving 17 in set 2. Varga rolls it across, passed by Marks. Knudsen has to bump it. Cross court, it's Mueller off the double block, and Osahan Jr. to Marks to Knudsen, off the block of Wojciech Gajek and out of bounds. Alex Kondev immediately asking for a challenge off the swing, I believe from Mueller, as he might have caught the tape. And there are some wry smiles on the Jessup side as this call might get reversed. Mueller was swinging down in the face of Alex Kondev. There was some wobble on the wire, and Nick McRae electing to use his first challenge tonight. In volleyball, you get 3 challenges. If you are successful, you keep all 3. If you go to the 5th set with any less than 3 challenges, you get 1 back. Nick McRae hoping to be successful. Did not issue a challenge last night. And it was, in fact, Kyle Steele who issued 2 on night 1, was successful both times. Nick McRae right now in conversation with Island Doty, where we heard from head coach Nick McRae earlier on in the season and from McKay Smith last night that this would be an opportunity for Long Beach to further flex their depth and to try and get some new faces on the floor tonight if they were to be taking care of business against Jessup, which they have been in set 2. Island Doty getting the start, a big moment for the senior setter and Colorado Springs native, having been the backup for 3 years. His chance to run the offense for Long Beach has resulted in staggered success, as the challenge is indeed successful, and the Beach are 3 points away from taking set number 2. Beach are all smiles here as Skylar Varga readies himself to serve. 3 aces in set number 1. None so far in set 2, but his service pressure has been second to none. Varga tosses high, tips the tape, pass by Knudsen. Marks to Osahan Jr. Varga gets a touch once in the back row, and nobody in a white uniform can track it down. Skylar Varga puts his hands up, and Osahan Jr. gets back on the scoreboard, only his 3rd kill now on 9 swings alongside 3 errors. Jessup still within striking distance here in set 2. 18 serving 22. Served across by Mueller. Pass up to Doty. Skylar Varga coming from the back row, gets the block touch, and it's blasted out of bounds. Another kill for Skylar Varga, his 6th, and he's right now leading the Beach in kills in what has been a very well-distributed offense by Island Doty. Isaiah Pruitt can serve now for the Beach. 23 serving 18. Pruitt float serve to the back row. Wopush to Marks to Osahan Jr. Sent back by the blocking, kept alive by Jessup. Wopush over to Marks, the setter. He tools it across around a double block, and the setter not only gets the kill, but gets the kill with his offhand. Jan Wopush has not been hesitant to set the ball tonight. The outside hitter, that time pushing it to his setter, and Jessup all smiles as well here. 19 serving 23. Knudsen serves it across. Larson to Doty to Jackson Christ. And that'll set up set point for the Beach. Jackson Christ punching one through to the back row, and now Wojciech Gajek looking to put the Beach up 2 sets to none. Set point number 1 in set 2. Pyramid faithful on their feet. Gajek hard, it tips the tape, and it's passed out by Mueller to Marks, pushing to Wopush. It's blocked and out of bounds. Island Doty nearly got the set-ending block, shoulder to shoulder with Jackson Christ. Instead, it's Jessup who stay alive. Clement Osahan Jr. serving not one of his particular strengths. Will keep Jessup alive here. 20 serving 24. Osahan Jr. to the back row, passed by Larson awkwardly. Christ, second touch, bumps it above his own head. Kondev off the triple block, recycled. Varga first touch. Doty pushes further. Kondev right down the line. A Sophia special to end set 2. Alex Kondev in rare air. Nobody up there to meet him. And Long Beach improves on their set 1 performance, able to take set number 2, 25-20. And it's deja vu for the Beach. The exact same scoreline in both sets to open up this one. And the number 2 team in the country has cracked open the broom closet. We'll be back for set number 3 action. It finishes in set 2, 25-20, Long Beach State on 22 West Radio. We are all set for set 3 action here. You are listening to national champion Long Beach State men's volleyball on 22 West Radio, streaming live on YouTube and online at 88.1 KKJZ HD3 Long Beach. I'm JayDe Beaudry, and we have at least one more set to play here in the Pyramid. It finishes 25-20, 25-20 in the first 2 sets in favor of Long Beach State. In set number 2, Jessup never holds on to a lead. They do tie up the Beach twice. More changes coming for Long Beach State to open up this second set. Replacing Alex Kondev in the lineup is Connor Bloom off the bench. Bloom has been serviceable outside hitter, the 5th-year senior, and the man that McGray has called a closer for this program. He has come off the bench in a big way. 3 kills last night. He hit 750. And against Penn State last week, 2 kills, 2 errors, hit dead even against Penn State. Jessup have the first serve here in set 3. Henning serves across, passed out by Larson. Doty to Pruitt in the middle. And Isaiah Pruitt opens up his account in the 2026 season. His first kill of the year. Coming off the bench, only the 6th set he's played now, having appeared in set 3. The first stat on the offensive end for Isaiah Pruitt. Beach 1 serving nothing. Varga across, and it's Jessup who were able to feed their middle. It's Clement Osahan Jr. swinging hard and down for the kill. One all in set 3. Mueller to serve. Rolls it across, passed by Bloom, up to Doty. Back to Bloom, left side, off the block, and it's out of bounds. Colin Marks was a late arrival, meeting Connor Bloom above the wire, and Bloom detonates for his first kill. Isaiah Pruitt's only other notable stat this season is a single ace, and it was the ace that ended the match against Concordia on the road in Irvine. 2 serving 1. Pruitt float serve to the back row. Marks pass up to Marks. Osahan Jr. from the middle. Doty first touch to Christ, and Bloom touches it across. Marks now recycles to Knudsen left side. Varga touches it. Doty bumps it across court. It's Bloom bumping it back across the net. Marks now. 3rd chance to Knudsen again. Right to Connor Bloom. He digs it out on a cross-court swing. The set goes back to Bloom. He tools the block, and it's out of bounds. The Beach fight off 3 swings from the Warriors and take the point. Connor Bloom's defense and ability to reset himself pays dividends. Jessup want to wipe up a few spots of moisture. Jacob Knudsen had a few bites of the apple on that rally, the Moore Park College transfer. Exited in set 1 last night when he had just 2 kills and 4 errors. He has been much better tonight. Could not put that kill away and certainly paid the price. 3 serving 1. Pruitt into the net. Jessup as a team back into the positives tonight, hitting just under 100 now. That number has ebbed and flowed between positive and negative through 3 sets. The Beach on the night hitting 286. And Knudsen, he ready himself to serve. Spent 2 seasons at Moore Park before transferring to Jessup last year. Pass from Varga to Doty to Wojciech Gajek, and the opposite goes right down the line for the kill. And Wojciech Gajek can go back to serve. And it wasn't too long ago against Concordia that Wojciech Gajek had 8 aces in a single game, the 2nd most in a single game in Long Beach State men's volleyball history. He serves now hard to the back row, passed by Knudsen straight up. It's Marks bumping it over to Wopush into a triple block, and there's no daylight above the net for Jan Wopush. Dead to rights as he tried to tool a triple block, and that is a recipe for disaster. Connor Bloom, Jackson Christ, Island Doty all in the area. Beach come away with the point, and their 8th block of the night. 5 serving 2. Gajek tips the tape on a hard serve, passed out by Wopush. Marks underneath, back to Wopush left side. This time he gets the better of the block. And he goes off the hands of Jackson Christ and Island Doty. Island Doty tonight running the offense efficiently. Took a little while to get going in set number 1, but he's got 24 assists now, far and away his new career high. Previous high was 21 against Edward Waters 2 seasons ago. Career night for Doty as serving into the net now. for the Warriors is Osahan Jr. Those service errors starting to pile up for Jessup now. That's their 8th. Long Beach has 13 on the night. And with those errors starting to pile up, there's no better man to step behind the line than Connor Bloom, last year's service specialist and creator of the Bloom Boom. His first serve, hard and across, popped up by Knudsen. Miscommunication in the back row. Marks has to dive to keep it alive. Mueller bumps it across from the back row. Larson pass to Doty, to Varga, left side, straight down, dug out by Marks. 2 above the net, go to touch it down, and Jackson Christ will get the kill. It was another overpass by Jessup, and both Island Doty and Jackson Christ went for the kill. Looks like Christ will get the credit. And from the sideline, Nick McRae saying, let the middle blocker get the next one, Island. We don't need you going up and coming down awkwardly. Island Doty, having been the backup for 3 years, has had to really ride the wave of this program that has had a history of elite setters. He has just had to wait for his time to come, and his time to shine has been tonight. There may not be many more opportunities for Island Doty to run the offense like he has tonight, and he has done with such efficiency. 1 kill, 24 assists, 2 digs. Jessup takes time out, and for Jessup, this is another season to build. They weren't expected to win the NCAA championship last season under Kyle Steele, but that's exactly what they did. And for Kyle Steele, it was really a leap of faith for him to take over this Jessup program. He's building something special in Rockland, and it's really hard to deny. After playing club volleyball back in his youth at Oklahoma State, he transferred to Cal Baptist and pursued a beach and professional volleyball career. Coaching led him to the University of Arizona, Ottawa, where he started the program there in 2017, transformed them into a top 5 team, where they won the NCAA National Championship in 2019. And last March was hired to lead the women's volleyball team at Jessup and start the men's program simultaneously. He left Surprise, Arizona for Sacramento to take over Jessup, and although Jessup didn't intend for him to take over both programs, that's exactly what he did. He led the women to a national championship appearance and the men to that national championship. Challenge unsuccessful, and now an awkward miscommunication in serve receive. The Beach have to free ball it back across. Knudsen now sets left side to Mueller. First touch by Larson. Doty into the scores table. He keeps the line bumped over by Connor Bloom. Marks now pushes left side. Wopoosh tried to get cute right at the net. Varga touches it. Doty free balls it across. Wopoosh first touch to Marks. To the middle now. Henning dug out by Larson with one hand. Pushed over to Guyrick on the right side. He goes down for the kill. What a rally for the Beach. It all started with an awkward pass out of serve receive, and somehow the Beach are able to win the rally. Kellen Larson is on a heater tonight. 4 digs now for the libero, and he kept that rally alive almost single-handedly. 7 serving 4 now. Christ rolls it across, passed out by Marks, up to Colin. Now it's Mueller, right side, blocked and roofed. Isaiah Pruitt picking up his first block of the season now, shoulder to shoulder with Island Doty. And when Nick McRae talks about flexing depth, it's those 2 guys and many others for this Beach team that he's talking about. Off the serve from Christ, it's set over to Wopoosh. The block sends it back over to the Jessup side. Marks recycles, sets to the combination now, and it's Knudsen able to send it to the back row and blast it off the hands of Connor Bloom and out of bounds. Skylar Varga thought about diving over the scorer's table, thought better of it. And although Jessup still trail here in set 3, they are putting in a much improved performance from night 1. Jan Wopoosh now. 5 serving 8. He rolls it across, passed by Varga. Doty underneath to Pruitt in the middle, and Pruitt just missed the line. Swinging from the right side of the floor, he tried to swing to the right line and missed long. It'll be Wopoosh to serve again. That back row for the Beach now. 4 across, Larson, Bloom, Varga now stepping in front of Wojciech Gajek. As Wopoosh tosses, 6 serving 8. Booms it across, Larson pass, Doty at the net. Left side Varga, slam dunk for the Saskatchewan native. Skylar Varga goes right above the double block with 2 hands and touches it down. Another change coming for the Beach now. Off goes Kellen Larson. On comes Dane Hillis. So a change at the libero position. Hillis in the off-colored black jersey tonight as Beaudry serves, 9-6. Marks set to the back row. Wopush wanted to touch at the net as he missed his swing long. And it'll be up to Kyle Steele to apply the challenge. Jessup's trail as it stands 6-10. A bit more about Kyle Steele. After all that success last season, the appearance in the national championship game for the women's volleyball team, the national championship winning team on the men's side, he credits most of his success to the third team that he is a part of, and that's his family. The team that he calls Steel Team 6. His wife, Taryn, their 4 children, Camibra, Berkeley, Coslin, and Stafford. For all the success they had last season, it wouldn't have been possible without Steele's family. And for Steele, family has really followed him throughout his coaching career. Over at Ottawa University, Arizona, his father, Kevin, was the director of athletics, and his stepmom, Kristen, was the women's volleyball head coach. It was tough to leave them, Kyle said, but bringing his family to Rockland, starting a new life, starting a new program for the second time in his career was made possible by the support he receives at home. And Jessup, they have made Warrior Arena their home now for 2 seasons, and it'll be up to Jessup to try to make a run later on in the MPSF schedule, led by Kyle Steele, where they will face fellow Division II level opponents in Vanguard and Menlo College and fellow debutantes UC Merced. After tonight, though, Jessup will continue their road trip in Southern California, facing CSUN, and then they have a back-to-back series against another top 10 opponent in USC. Challenge is unsuccessful from Kyle Steele, so the score will stay 10-6. There was no touch at the net off the swing. So a 4-point lead now for Long Beach State in set 3. Beach up 2-0 on Jessup. Beaudry serves across, and it's out of bounds. Missed the back line. For Long Beach State, after tonight, Hawaii comes to town next week in the Big West Conference opener. The games that really matter start next week. The Beach want to close out this third set and this non-conference schedule with a bang. 7 serving 10 now. Serve tips the tape. Pruitt forced into the first touch. Beaudry pushes left side. Gayak with a right hand. Gets the touch off the block and down. Gayak using the offhand to get the kill. The usual left-handed opposite. Or left-sided opposite, that is. 11 serving 7. Varga serves it across. Knudsen over to Marks from the left side, pushing it back to Knudsen on the right side. Blocked and roofed by Isaiah Pruitt. He might get credit for a solo block, as Wojciech Gayak wasn't quite shoulder-to-shoulder with the sophomore. And now the Beach block starting to come alive. The 9th of the night for Long Beach State, and the 2nd of the set for Isaiah Pruitt. Vargas serves across, passed by Wopush. Logan Marks the libero, sets it up to the left side for Mueller. Off the block, it's kept alive by the Beach. Beaudry pushes left side. Bloom, and it's passed up by Colin Marks, the setter. Mueller gets the set again from the libero. He rolls it off the double block. It dances along the wire and falls. It's a successful point for Jessup. And now Nick McRae immediately came off the bench to challenge the call, arguing that there was either a 4th touch or a double touch somewhere in that rally. And it was a miscommunication 2 times over from the Marks brothers, Colin and Logan. Colin, the setter, called off by his brother, the libero, and then a reversal of fortunes as Colin took the first touch intentionally and forced his brother to set to the outside. Many things to review in that rally. For Long Beach State, after the Hawaii series, the Big West games come thick and fast, and they all come on back-to-back nights. It'll be Hawaii, then CSUN, UC San Diego, UC Santa Barbara, and UC Irvine. The nature of this series against Jessup was adjusted in the wake of the cancellation of the NIT tournament back in early February. The second game added against the Warriors, and it operates just as the Big West schedule will, as a back-to-back. For the remainder of the season, Long Beach will have to play 1 home game against a single opponent and then travel to face that opponent, with the exception of Hawaii, who will play 2 games here at the Pyramid, which means after Hawaii, they will travel to CSUN, then host the Matadors at home. The coaching staff and the players say that there really is no difference between the back-to-back because of the way Long Beach has prepared this season for every game to be treated as a first and second half. the second game of every series, according to Nick McRae, needs a halftime response. The halftime response coming into tonight against Jessup was to improve on last night's numbers, which were outstanding. Long Beach hit 720, 227, and 630 across 3 sets. Has not quite been the case tonight, as Long Beach as a team hitting just 281 nearly halfway through set 2. But Long Beach is on their way to be a real contender in the Big West this season, as the challenge is successful from Nick McRae, eagle-eyed from the first-year head coach and longtime member of the Long Beach State program. His 14th season on the staff, played as libero as a transfer from Long Beach City College, and then was brought onto the coaching staff by Alan Knipe, one of the great coaches in Long Beach State history, if not the greatest, and spent over a decade preparing to take over this program. In his first season, would love to bring another national championship back to the pyramid. Vargas serves out of the break, 13 serving 7, and it's Wopush attacking from the back row. Blocked and roofed by Isaiah Pruitt, and the sophomore is having himself a set. Three blocks already for Isaiah Pruitt, the Happy Valley native. And it'll be Jessup taking a timeout. Pruitt last season only played in 10 matches, was brought off the bench in the NCAA semifinals against Pepperdine, impressed so much that he started the national championship game, made a name for himself in Long Beach, and everybody in this pyramid has been waiting to see what he's got this season. He's certainly flexing his muscles now in set 3. Into the timeout. It's Long Beach 14, Jessup 7 in set 3 on 22 West Radio. Out of the timeout, Long Beach State leads Jessup University in set 3, 14-17. It's a 4-0 run, and once again, it's Skylar Varga providing all kinds of service pressure for the Beach. His serve this time, 68 miles an hour, and off one bounce, it's into the 4th row of the sand pit. Long Beach so far here in set number 3, hitting 417 after hitting 450 in set 2. Jessup having their worst offensive performance of the night, hitting negative 176. They have not led since early in the first set, and a really awkward serve coming across that time from Mueller. And how about this? A home debut now. Coming off the bench, it is a Long Beach legacy athlete, Jet Estes, Los Alamitos native, for the first time in the pyramid. Serves, and it's into the net. Estes, the redshirt freshman outside hitter, appears in just one set this season on the road against Central State. His father, Jeremiah, played at Long Beach State back in the late 90s, was actually an assistant to Brian Gimolaro on that 1998 women's volleyball squad that went undefeated. Estes redshirted at Golden West Community College last season, transferred over to Long Beach. Might not be the last we see of him in set 3, as his first serve in the pyramid went into the net. He was immediately subbed off for Isaiah Pruitt. But Long Beach looking to get everybody involved here in set number 3. Serve from Knudsen is out of bounds, and off the bench comes Dane Hillis replacing Kellen Larson. Beach now leads 16-9 in set 3. Wojciech Gajek serves it hard and across, passed to the back row by Frez. Set left side, and it's Wopush trying to roll one on a power angle shot. He misses long. Dane Hillis lets it go. Another attacking error for Wopush tonight. 4 kills now on 14 swings. Wojciech Gajek back to serve. 5 kills on 9 swings for the opposite tonight. Booms it across, passed by Fraze. Logan Marks has to bump it up above his own head. Wopush freeze balls it across with an overhand pass. Christ to Doty to Bloom off the double block. Logan Marks off one hand, gets it back to the Long Beach side. Gajek gets the first touch, and Doty sets up Jackson Christ tied for a no-look kill, and Jessup somehow keep it alive and free ball it back across. Beaudry back to Christ again. It's disrupted by Wopush at the net. Jessup recycle, get it to Freeze coming from the back row, and he missed the line. A very low energy extended rally from both teams. The wear and tear starting to show for Jessup. And now another man off the bench making his debut in the pyramid, Nate Baddeley. Excuse me, not his debut in the pyramid, his debut in the 2026 season. His third year with the program, appeared in 3 matches last season. He enters into the front row, the sophomore outside hitter. Gayak serves hard and across, and it's passed right back over the net. Hillis, Vargas sets now to Baddeley, and he has to tip it across. It's Mark setting left side. Wopush swings through a double block and down. Long Beach bringing on Baddeley. There was no true setter on the floor for the Beach. And now more changes coming that will change the look of this offense. Off goes Wojciech Gayak and Dane Hillis. On comes Kellen Larson and Ryan Peluso. So Ryan Peluso will set the ball for the Beach here. From the back row, right to left, it is Peluso, Baddeley, Larson, Varga. Jackson Christ in the front row is the middle blocker. The serve is long, and Johannes Mueller, another service error for him. As Jessup look to close what has extended into a 9-point gap here in a flash in set number 3. Long Beach 19, Jessup 10. If you couldn't tell, it's Connor Bloom ready to serve. He booms this one across, passed by Marks, up to Colin at the 10-foot line. It's swung on by Wopush, kept alive by Hillis. Bloom sets it up to Skylar Varga from inside the 10-foot line, and Varga rolls it around the double block and into the campfire, and then puts on his stank face. 8 kills now for Skylar Varga tonight. Still the leader of this Long Beach offense. Long Beach 5 points away from a sweep. Crowd absolutely loving the Bloom boom. 20 serving 10, Bloom hard and across. Marks gets into a joust with Varga. Varga keeps it alive off the net. Hillis has to bump it right back over. Awkward there for the Beach. Colin Marks now sets up. It's Knudsen from the back row. Beach keep it alive. Varga gets the set from Peluso off the triple block and out of bounds. Jessup got 6 hands up there at the net, and now they're asking for a challenge. Varga got into the joust off the initial overpass and could not keep the ball alive. He dove back in to get the second touch. Jackson Chris was also there, and Varga and Chris now trying to figure out who actually touched the ball to keep it alive. Either way, though, Long Beach right now on a 3-0 scoring run over Jessup. We can also remind you that this is one of 2 games being broadcast live right now on 22 West Radio. The other happening at Blair Field. Bruce Coons and Alex Prado on the call right now as Long Beach State are playing against Hawaii in the second Big West series of the season. Long Beach State down right now 6-1 against the Rainbow Warriors in the bottom of the 6th inning. At the conclusion of this game, go ahead and flip on over to see if the Dirtbags can pull off a comeback. They're also trying to snap what has turned into a lengthy losing streak. That series against Hawaii will extend all weekend long, tomorrow night and Sunday afternoon. We'll also have broadcasts for you on 22 West Radio live from Blair Field. As it stands right now, though, Long Beach State in cruise control against Jessup. A rotated lineup on the floor, a chance for some firsts for this Long Beach State offense, and a chance for Nick McRae to continue to flex his depth. Tonight, Long Beach has had many men touch the floor. 16 as it stands right now. And after review, the call is confirmed. There was no double touch from Skylar Varga. Jackson Christ, the middle blocker, dove above his outside hitter to keep the ball alive during the rally. And Connor Bloom can continue his run from behind the service line. 8 aces for Long Beach State tonight. For Connor Bloom, only 1 ace in his last 8 appearances, 5 on the season. Bloom tosses high, booms it across to the background. Knudsen pass up to Marks, push left side. Wopush off the double block, and whistle blows. There is a net violation against the Beach. And it was Nate Baddeley coming down on top of the wire. Jessup need a run, and they need it fast if they want to close a 10-point gap here in set 3. Long Beach first to the red zone, 11 serving 21. Colin Marks tosses, booms across, passed by Bloom. Peluso underneath. D-set to Baddeley, and he swings into the net. Double block in his face, and he short-armed the ball. Badley, another man who comes from a Long Beach legacy family. His father, Arnold, played on the 1988-89 team alongside current Long Beach State assistant coach Matt Prosser. 12 serving 21, pass to Bloom, up to Peluso, push left side. Varga through a double block and kept alive by Knudsen. One hand set from Wopush across court, and it dangled on the net. Frace couldn't get it back across, and the Jessup offense continues to struggle. Isaiah Pruitt comes off the bench, replacing Kellen Larson. Jackson Christ ready to serve for the Beach. Christ tosses high, booms it across, passed out by Marks. Colin Marks now at the net, pushes to Frace, left side, blocked and roofed by Nate Badley. And he gives a quiet fist bump as he heads back to the Long Beach huddle. Seal Beach native, graduate of Los Alamitos High School, alongside Jet Estes. Two former Griffins touching the floor tonight. As Chris serves hard, across, and down for an ace to set up set point for the Beach in set 3 and match point number 1. Before we can get underway, though, a spot of moisture does need to be wiped up. Jackson Christ ready to serve match point for the Beach. And put a cherry on top of a solid performance here for the number 2 team in the country. Match point number 1. Chris tosses high, booms it into the net. And Jessup stay alive for at least one more point. Kellen Larson returns in serve receive for the Beach. Match point number 2 now in set 3. Jan Wopush serves down the line for an ace. Skylar Varga let it go to his own demise. Jan Wopush dials up an ace. It's now 14 serving 24. 3 pattern across the back row for the Beach now. Pyramid crowd still on their feet. Match point number 3. Wopush serves into the net, and Long Beach on back-to-back nights sweep aside the Warriors. Another night to flex the depth, another night to improve ahead of conference play, and Long Beach makes the most of their opportunities, getting men off the bench we don't get to see too often. Island Doty running the offense tonight, 26 assists. Some home debuts in the 2026 season for Jet Estes, Nate Badley. Another solid performance from the starters as well. Skylar Varga, 10 kills. Alex Kondev, 6 kills. Wojciech Gajek, 5 kills. Jackson Christ and Braden Marcourt in the middle both chip in 3. Long Beach as a team, 9 aces, 17 service errors, and the big number that stands out, 12 blocks to Jessup's 2. Long Beach run out with a 3-set victory. The final scores in all 3 sets, 25-20, 25-20, 25-14. For Jessup, their next matchup will come on the road against CSUN, a fellow Big West opponent. It'll come next week. And for Long Beach, this place will be packed out come March 20th as the Rainbow Warriors come to town. All eyes for the Beach this weekend will be on the Outrigger Invitational, and tomorrow night when Hawaii is set to host the number 1 team in the country, UCLA. As it stands right now, Long Beach still the number 2 team in the country as they improve to 14-2 on the season. Both losses coming at the hands of UCLA in the non-conference schedule. Applause for the fans that have come out to show support tonight, and for Jessup, a chance to continue to build and continue to make noise in the MPSF. Their eyes set on April when they play some opponents that they should be favored to pull out results against in Vanguard, Menlo, and UC Merced. And the splits for Long Beach State in all 3 sets, 080 in set 1, 450 in set 2, 350 in set 3. Not as offensively proficient tonight, but Jessup with a full night of sleep certainly made number 2 team in the country work for it. That'll do it for us here in the Pyramid. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm JayDe Beaudry for our entire 22 West crew. This has been national champion Long Beach State men's volleyball on 22 West Radio, streaming live on YouTube and online at 88.1 KKJZ HD3 Long Beach. The next broadcast on 22 West Radio will be tomorrow night, as Long Beach State Dirtbags Baseball will host Hawaii for the 2nd straight night and then close out the weekend series on Sunday. We appreciate your ears, and we hope to catch you on the airwaves next time on 22 West Radio.